everybody. It's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S., Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 580. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I am Mako-chan.
And Ari is off tonight. He is working the mid shift, and we all know that feeling all too well. He will be back next week as we get ready and gear up for our first con of the year. It'll be fun. I hope it should be. Anywho, Mako-chan, how are you doing tonight?
I am tired, but that's just because I've been so freaking busy the past week and a half or so.
I actually know that feeling for the last couple of days, and I'll get into that in just a bit. But anywho, now that we got like the base formalities out of the way here, we are live tonight, week of March 7th, 2023, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you can always find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com. So swing by, check out the site, and show a little love. And they are also on Twitch as well. You can find them at Twitch TV/Vog Network. They kick things off on Sundays starting at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And don't forget to come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice Geeks Network has a channel, so come through, hang out, have a little fun. That's where you'll find our official channel. I won't open a Discord just for us, only because we're too lazy, and it'll just be tumbleweeds floating by for the most part. So, yeah. It'll just be general chat, podcasts, hentai, porn, yada, yada, yada. You know. And even with that, something that enticing is still collecting dust. Oh man. But now that we got that out the way, let's kick things off with how was your week? How was your day, Mako-chan?
Yeah, so construction in my front room is finally complete.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of decorating and getting things set. And I'm going to end up putting black textured peel and stick wallpaper on the ceiling.
Okay.
Just because usually bars and lounges have dark ceilings. But I like the textured look of the wallpaper. I actually found a black glitter wallpaper and was really, really tempted to use that. But I think it would not go up very easily. So yeah, we're not going with the black glitter. But other than that, I ended up taking Damien to the vet today. He got an antibiotic shot and steroid shot, so I don't have to fight with pills for him.
Okay.
So I can only hope that, within the next couple of days he starts feeling better and his cough goes away. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. I found out that my boss is leaving at work, which is super weird and awkward because he hasn't even been there for a year.
Wait. Stop. Explain that one.
Basically what it comes down to is there really, like, once you get to his point, there really is no growth in the company. So like he's basically been taking the time to fix things in the company. I do medical billing, so he's been fixing the revenue cycle areas of the company. So he actually is going to be going to work for a different company, much larger, and basically will be pulling together multiple companies under one shell corporation.
Hmm.
Well, not shell corporation, but under one umbrella of uh, a name. So it is a very it's more demanding, but it's also going to be a longer lasting position, just because of how large the project is going to be. So on that end, that's basically the reason why he's leaving, which, perfectly fine, but it's just, he hasn't even been there for a year, and we're actually finally starting to get things fixed in the section of our office. So now we have to hope that one, he can find his replacement before he leaves, and two, if he doesn't, that they're not going to screw up by bringing in somebody that has no idea what the fuck they're doing.
And I know, in thinking in the back of your mind, take me with you.
Um, Something like that. Yeah, I mean, if I were able to either completely work from home, or if the job was relatively closer than where I have to drive to now, I would totally go. Because my commute is at this point the one reason why I am continuing to look for a job.
I totally get that, though.
It's like if I could just get on a bus or on a train or something and be on there for 45 minutes to an hour, I wouldn't mind it so much. But having to wake up early and then get into a car and then drive for an hour and get stuck in traffic, it's just. And then by the time I get home after, that hour drive and being stuck in traffic, it's starting to wear down on me very, very badly.
In a way, I feel that it's, but instead of driving, it's just the commute, because as much as I try to make sure I get there, there's always some shit happening, and I just get delayed even more and more. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean, the very first thing I do when I wake up is put on my map app,
mm-hmm,
just so I can see how traffic is going at that particular time. So if everything is good, I basically have to be out of the house for 7:20. That allows me to get to work for 8:30.
mm-hmm.
I'm lucky. Sometimes that doesn't work out very well.
Oh, same.
But yeah, there's only been, I think, two times in the entirety of the year and 3 months that I've been living where I am that I had to get up and look and go, holy crap, I need to leave now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's not all bad, but that's been my week.
Gotcha. Well, my weekend day has been norm. I kind of restocked. A popular voice actor, Sonny Strait, is doing an appearance, and I thought it was this past Saturday. I got the dates wrong. Now it wasn't so bad because he's doing an appearance at a comics and collectibles place that's like 20 minutes from my house on the bus and subway. So I'm like, I can definitely do that. So that's all fine. But I actually went into the shop, just to see what they had, since I still made that mistake. I picked up a couple of pops. I picked up Momo and Mei Hatsume from My Hero Academia, and I paid $42 for them, which I didn't mind. But here's the thing. I go, I'm looking over, how to pay them, and there's a sign there: cash and Zelle only.
That that
Yeah.
Okay.
I, now I had pulled money for the autographs, so I said, I just paid straight cash. That's not a problem. But I'm like, what kind of retail business just takes cash and Zelle only? I mean,
Are are they a small, like, family owned chain?
no,
Like,
it's just a small individual shop.
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand that. Um, like the bagel place I go to is a cash only. So, I
Mm.
mean, they don't want the added expense of having the credit card machine.
See, that I understand is cash only, but it depends. Like the sheer number of people in Artist Alley with a Square reader or a PayPal reader, you know. I'm just saying, if you're
I kind of agree,
yeah.
just because I mean we're coming to a point where everybody has a card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yes, it is definitely weird, especially for a shop that should have a decent amount of people coming in and out if they
Right.
are, a comic
Mm-hmm.
book type of place. Um, but I mean, I guess they do give the Zelle option, so I
See,
mean, I guess that's
see,
something.
yeah, but my thing is cash and Zelle only, you know, and they're like, oh, there's an ATM machine around the corner. Now, you know what would have been really fucking
Oh, they
wild?
don't even have an ATM machine in their
No,
facility?
no,
Okay, that's screwed up because at least the bagel place
no,
has
no,
ATM
but
has ATM in the facility.
but the funny thing is, if they had an ATM machine, they'd be paying a fee for having the. They would be getting some type of kickback or some fees for having it there, you know. But they're getting part of it back from the withdraw. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well, no, because usually something like that, it's whatever bank they go through would put it in there, and
who said it has to be a bank? It could be like a third party company.
well, it could, but
Yeah.
I mean, somebody has to come in and put money in there. It's not your machine.
Hmm.
So usually things like that are rented and the fees from that go towards that. Like if as long as enough people use the machine, the fees cover the rent kind of thing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean in this in today's day and age, not
Right.
having a credit card or at least some way to pull money directly in your establishment seems a
Mm-hmm.
little odd.
That's the point that I'm getting at. See, but you know, I'm like, it is what it is. Because honestly, if I had to go out to an ATM, I would not come back.
Yeah, no, that having to go out for an ATM just yeah, I wouldn't go back either.
Yeah, but on the plus side, I only paid like $4 above the street value of the Meihatsumi pop, so that's okay.
Mm.
I kind of felt obligated, you know. You know how it is. You walk into a store and you expect something, you don't see it, but you kind of feel like, you know, let me just get a little something. Let me get something while I'm here, you know. That type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
Mhm.
definitely would look around.
Yeah. Which I did. Now, today I was at work. I was literally dragging ass. I was running off of fumes, caffeine, and pure stubbornness. Now, what happened was we use Slack, you know, at work, and there was a migrate. There was a Slack migration, and about 25% of the people were logged out and had trouble logging in. So I spent most of yesterday, actually, pretty much, including staying an extra hour, going through all these support tickets. And then last night, after me and Kuro Hikari-chan played PSO 2, and I sat down and relaxed, got the outline together and all of that good stuff, I decided to sit down and jump right back into the queue. Because I know there was still some stuff left in there. What I didn't realize was that working 2 hours in the queue would take so much energy out of me the next day. Because
Mm.
at work, I have my laptop and two screens. At home, just a laptop. no keyboard, just a mouse. So I'm flipping through screens, but it just slowed down my progress. So waking up, I was just really freaking tired. I was like, and I just kept pushing forward. So here we are. And that's basically has been my weekend day, and yeah. And don't mind me if I look kind of unfocused. I was looking for a tweet that I had responded to a while back, and I'm just kind of digging through it because I don't. Because if you're following me on my personal Twitter, I pop on, I retweet 3-4 things a week tops, if that, and go about my day because I try not to get involved. That's one of the reasons why I kind of enjoy Facebook more. I go on to Facebook, I see what's going on with my friends, I see what's going on with the news, with the news stations and whatever. You go on Twitter, you see what's going on with your friends, and then you see the trending topics. Guaranteed, there will be a trending topic that will pique your interest, whether it's good or bad, and you found yourself going down this rabbit hole. And then you see somebody saying something stupid, you say something, you call them out for their stupidity, you mute their account, and you just keep walking. So, it is what it is. Oh man. Anywho, let's get on with the show. I would say this will probably be a short show, but most likely no. But at least we'll make the attempt at ending on time, though.
Yes, let's.
Yeah,
I would really like to try and catch up on my sleep that I missed today.
yeah, and there is stuff I have to make purchases for Zenkai coming up. So let's get into some housekeeping here. Don't forget, podcast VODs are available Thursday after our show. So it'll be on our YouTube page at youtube.com/anime jam session. Click on playlist, podcast VODs, and it's right there. Episodes go up Thursday at 12 noon, so definitely check them out. Don't forget, we do run episode ads on the show. So if you're on the audio only, you'll hear the entire show, no ads, no nothing. But if you want to avoid ads while checking out our awesome show, please subscribe. We really appreciate that. And our 2023 convention tour kicks off, which I have basically have the time off for, even though we're spread thin. I just got to put in the paperwork for it, which I will do tomorrow. Zenkai Con 2023, March 24th to the 26th in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's not too late to get tickets. The local area hotels are sold out. There are some hotels down the way, but definitely check it out. It is a great, fun convention. It's more than anime. It's tabletop RPGs, cartoons, video games, manga, fantasy, all that good stuff. This year's theme is the Ren Fair, so definitely want to check that out. So come by, hang out. It'll be fun. And there are food places right where we are. Now, before we get to Geek Roundtable, Sia DeBeery said something in our chat room at twitch.tv/anime jam session. He said the words I was trying to say earlier about being exhausted at work. And he goes, "What keeps you going? Spite. Pure spite." But I will say, one of my managers caught me online last night, and he's like, "What are you still doing up?" And I'm like, "This queue is a hot mess. I gotta get this done." So basically, my manager and all the higher ups knew that I was on for 2 extra hours just cleaning house. That's what they like about my job. I actually get recognition for the work that I do. So,
Which is awesome.
I just consider myself lucky about that because I always hear about my other friends talk about how their job don't appreciate them and all. I've been in those types of jobs and I get it. I just keep going because I love what I do, and for the most part, I love some of the users because they appreciate me. So, Anywho, now we're going to get into a Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk about our more geekier aspects of our week or cool stuff we kind of want to show off, So, I see you have this thing for some coffee, my dear Mako-chan.
Yes. So I came home from work yesterday and there was a package at my door.
Mm-hmm.
And when I opened it, it was the Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas collector box from the coffee shop Bones Coffee Company.
Nice.
Yes, it seems that our own Applejack decided to get me the coffee for my birthday.
Coffee flavored coffee.
Yeah, so it comes in a collector's box that is completely decorated for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 4-ounce bags of coffee inside.
Mm-hmm.
The one with 0 on it is called Rough Weather, and it's oatmeal cream pie. The one with Sally on it is Frog's Breath, and it's a chocolate mole.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Pumpkin King, which is pumpkin, pecan, and praline. There is Mudslide Boogie,
Ooh.
which is mudslide cocktail. And then there is Santa Jack, which is cranberry creme brulee. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy some Nightmare Before Christmas themed coffees.
That's nice. That's
I'm
very,
really
very nice.
excited. I love Bones coffee.
I think I've had their coffee once. Yeah, you got me their sampler pack for the holidays once.
Yes, I got you a sampler pack and then that chocolate strawberry cheesecake that
Mm-hmm.
you had the last time you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Bones.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. So all right, so for my Geek Roundtable, before we continue, as it was mentioned in our chat room earlier tonight, and as I saw on Facebook earlier, today is the 31st anniversary of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, the anime. This day, 1992, episode 1 aired, and goddamn, we're old.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Like 31 years. Holy crap.
Yep. So I have now. You may have heard of this app. It's called Honey. Um, if you install it, it lets you know when stuff that you like go on sale. So if you find it like at Target, Best Buy, Amazon, and you tag it in the Honey app, it lets you know when the price drops on it. And sometimes what it does is even if you just put it in your cart and you hold on to it, it adds it to this drop list, so it helps let you know, oh, this stuff's on sale. I wish, and I can reminds me of something on a side note. I got a notification from the Honey app or an email that my mix deck here, the Streamer Nexus, went on sale for like $50 less last week, and I was just like, I'd be more annoyed if it was like a week after. At least I could pester Amazon about it and get a $50 credit. But anyhow, so from time to time they have like these great deals, and I don't jump on all of them because I am very meticulous about my money. I just want to make sure I don't spend too much. So something went on sale. A book that I wanted. It went on sale for 99 cents. And I bought 3 of them. Now, normally when prices get that low, they sell out. What Amazon does, either it'll let you know it's sold out, or it's sold out with here are other options of, where you can buy. And there's also, we can honor this price. When we get more in, we will ship it to you. And I got them right here. They came in a couple of weeks ago, I think. But I decided to hold off on, opening them. And as I'm trying to open this, yes, for those of you who are listening, we're doing a live unboxing on the show of one of the hardest packages from Amazon I have ever purchased, trying to pop it open. Usually on the front here, there's like this perforation. There's a perforation in the front that you're supposed to pull. And it's a lot hard to do that. But if you grab it from the back, you can actually pull up the label and peel it back. Now, Mako-chan, do you remember as a kid having the My Little Golden books?
Yes.
That's what I saw on sale for 99 cents.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes, I bought 3 of these. A little golden book, and you're going to be very giddy about who I got the book on.
Oh God.
Oh yes,
What's the book?
Betty White.
Oh my God. That's great.
Yep, my little golden book about Betty White. At that price, I bought 3.
That's awesome.
You know what else is just as awesome?
Hmm.
One of them's yours.
Aw, thank
You're
you.
welcome. I just have to remember to pack it for Zenkai Con. I yeah, I might send the other one to Rob. He already has a Golden Girls kitchen T-shirt that I sent him, and I believe he posted about it on Mastodon. And during the show Sunday, he was wearing it. So he typed in the chat if I was watching. I'm like, yes, I am watching. I'm building a DDR computer behind me and keeping tabs on the chat. We're here, so It looks like Serenity 041088 actually knew the golden book that I was going to show off too. Because she goes, "Oh Lord, you didn't." Oh hell, he did. I mean, it was 99 cents. So there's that. And also, this week, we're gonna get back to the more or less the proper pattern of the Sailor Moon Ocean Bomb drinks. Now, last week I drank the cucumber one and totally forgot that Mako wasn't on because I gotten into the habit of just drinking one every week. So while I was out on Saturday, I went out and bought another one. I will say this about the Ocean Bomb the cans. When you crack them open, they remind me of like cans from like the late 80s, early 90s, how it was a little bit harder to crack them open, and if you weren't careful, only half the can would open.
Mm.
I will say this, the cucumber scent is pretty strong here. Not strong as overpowering, but the can is about, I'd say, about 6 inches away from my nose, and I can smell the cucumber flavor. And this is good. It's an interesting blend. It's like you taste the cucumber, but the Ocean Bomb has like a generic flavor behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a generic like fruit type flavor. Like the citric acid that kind of fights with the cucumber flavor because cucumber. Would you say that's more savory than sweet?
It's kind of neutral.
Yeah.
It can really go either way.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, I mean, obviously people use it in salads
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, but I'm pretty sure that other cultures use cucumbers or cucumber type. Uh, uh, Technically, it's a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, it's a
But
berry.
I thought it was a vegetable.
No, it's technically a berry, but it's like tomatoes are technically berries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in that kind of same gray area.
Right.
Obviously, you're not going to put tomato in a fruit salad. Tomato goes in its own fruit salad and makes salsa.
Well, it depends on who the bard is in your party.
Yeah. But the same thing goes for cucumber. Like the way that I make cucumber salad is, I put a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of sugar in there. So it does bring out the sweetness of it. But yes, it really depends on how you prepare it, I guess.
And as C. DeBerry says, botanically a fruit, culinary a vegetable.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part.
Now, before we get into tonight's stories, there's a couple of things I want to holler about real quick. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, like, if you've been in anime as long as we do, there's always been like trends in what's popular. For a while, we had nothing but magical girl animes. We had a lot of moe animes, a lot of mecha and shonen animes, and now the popular trend is isekais. So, and I'm on Facebook earlier, and I'm going to show this. Somebody posted this comic where where this mangaka, whoever has an idea for our manga, and it's called Porn Star in Another World, a story of a JV actor reincarnating in another world and making full use of his porn knowledge to become a matchless porn star. Now, yes, that is a parody, and that is funny. But do not put it past them to turn this into a reality. Now, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but there is a manga that came out that's basically an isekai. But the title is 300 words, and the entire title of the anime, of the manga, which I think it's going to become an anime or whatever, it explains the entire plot of the series in this whole title.
I remember you saying something about that.
Yes.
Basically, the entire series is the title.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find it. Manga series where the title is the plot. So is the plot. Let's see. I'm looking here. I don't see it. Wait, is it this? Is this it? No. I'm looking at this one page, and it's not it. But there is one called "The Hero and His Elf Bride Open a Pizza Parlor in Another World." Yeah, that's pretty much out there. That's pretty much out there. Long isekai titles. That's probably what it is. I'm trying to find which one it is. The ridiculously long, because I know I saw a screen. There was an actual article about this, and I'm just like, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Okay. No, whatever. But I want to share this title. Now, I never thought anime titles like plots and isekais would be so outlandish that I would have to like put my hat down and walk away. But the title of this one is basically reborn as a vending machine.
I saw that. That looks absolutely ridiculous.
I know. And I'm just like, is this for real? That's just wow. You know, that's I can't. I absolutely cannot at this point. Now, and I think the full title of it, yes, reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. That's the name of it, and that's an anime coming out this summer. And I thought the anime reincarnated as a sword was out there.
Yeah, there's some really outlandish crap.
So, anywho, let's get into tonight's stories because I'm just like, what the hell tonight? So, we're gonna talk about the Demon Slayer movie. Yes, I know on the screen it says move. Give me a second, and I will pop right in. And I'll edit that and make sure that it says movie.
Oh, wait, I think I might have found it.
Oh wait, what is it?
The manga's official title is I Became a Slave in Another World, and to make matters worse, my master is a black hearted elf queen, but she's super hot. I'm pretty useless, so I'm getting barked at left, right, and center, but the orc I'm rooming with is full of good vibes, and the elf in the village is pretty cute too. So, on the whole, I have to say that I'm actually quite enjoying myself here.
Yep, that's it.
75-word title.
Yep. Oh, by the way, there is an isekai coming out where the guy goes around and he gets revenge on his army by recruiting their moms as his platoon or something like that. I am going to have to watch that one because that's going to be outlandish as fuck all. Yep, Bonds006 says that's the anime with the longest title. So it's 75 words, not 300. Not as long as that one No Doubt album title. I do not remember that one. I absolutely do not remember that one. Now, let's get into discussing let's get into discussing our first topic about the Demon Slayer movie. If it was a scam, I'm going to tell you something. You get what you pay for. Simple as that. So basically, it seems that a lot of fans were disappointed about the latest Demon Slayer movie, To the Swordsmith Village. Basically, 2/3 of the movie was a recap.
Ouch.
Yeah. The movie ran for 110 minutes and it recapped episodes 11 and 12 of the Entertainment District arc and one new episode of the upcoming Swordsmith Village arc. That's gotta suck for people who saw that shit like in Prime 3D or something like that. And people and Twitter's anime Twitter is mad. Anime Twitter is mad.
Yeah, I mean, I would be pretty pissed off too.
But I don't think it's the first time there have been anime movies where, this has happened where. Now, I expect, like, if you're watching an anime film, maybe the first 10, 15 minutes is a recap, and then it goes into what's going on,
Well, I think the films, when you're, doing things like that, I think the first film in the series is supposed to be a breakdown of the series.
Yes.
And then so that the following movies you can understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I know Madoka did that. The first Madoka movie is basically a retelling of the animated series. And then you had the next movie, which was the sequel to that. So you don't have to actually sit and watch the entire series to understand what's going on in the new movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can understand it if they're switching over to a movie type of thing, but not when you're going straight back to, 30-minute anime series.
Yeah. In a way, oh no, it was okay. Cedar was thinking about Fiona Apple album title, not No Doubt. Now, in a way, I kind of understand where they're coming from. Like, one of my favorite animes is Tenjo Tenge. I watched it once. I will not watch it again. A third of the episodes are flashback. Now, they put out like 2 OAVs, I believe, 1 or 2, and I was going to get hype on watching them, but I didn't watch them. They were TV episode recaps. They were the flashbacks from the TV series.
No, jeez.
And I said no. Unless there's going to be additional footage, I'm not going to bother. Not going to bother. Now, I don't think we've talked about this movie. Now, from what I do understand when this movie was coming out, it was never explained what all was the movie featuring,
Mm-hmm.
But it seems that the promotion for the movie made it abundantly clear that it would be a recap of the previous season. Now, you have to understand, anime fans have a one-track mind. A lot of them. So if it's going to be a Demon Slayer movie, and if the poster says this is what's going to cover, it can flash that on the poster, episodes 10, 11, and 12. But fans will not listen. They will not pay attention. They're just too hyped that it's a new Demon Slayer movie. And be mad about all you want. They got their money. Because in the first 72 hours, the movie made $8.8 million in Japan, and internationally, where it was released, made almost $20 million.
Yeah.
I just find it kind of amusing that all the anger is coming from American anime fans.
Yeah, well, a lot of the issues that we have
Yep.
are coming from American anime fans.
Yeah. I was discussing, I had sent OLR a letter, an email, and I was talking about, like, they talked about the issues about that one game that we do not talk about, and how Nintendo has a connection with Saudi Arabia and all this other stuff. And I brought in a point about how the creator of Rurouni Kenshin was caught with kiddie porn. And he got a slap on the wrist. Japanese fans were like, oh, okay, whatever. Because they know the laws. Because of this, the laws in Japan on kiddie porn has started to change. American fans wanted to hang him from a tree and beat him like a piñata. These are the anime fans that do not understand laws in America are different from the laws in Japan. So, and as Bonds 006 says, when are U.S. anime fans ever not angry? You got a point there. You got a valid point there. Anywho, moving right along, Mako, tell us about Precure All Stars.
Yeah, so this is, of course, for the 20th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
The film is going to be opening on September 15th. It is going to be a full Precure All-Star crossover. It is going to feature all 77 Precure magical girls from the very first installment to the ongoing installment that's going on now. The last time that an all-star was put together for this series was 2018. And ended up, yes, so it ended up opening in 2020, but included, I think, everybody up to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, for those that like Precure and all of those magical girls, you've got until September 15th before the new series, well, the new movie comes out.
Now, I've always said
What I'm
this.
saying, from what I'm seeing, it's just called Precure All Stars at this point. I don't. Oh, Iga Precure All Stars F.
Could you imagine all those Precures going up against like half of the Super Sentai heroes?
Well, yeah, I mean the Sentais end up doing crossovers and all stars and things like that.
That's
too.
like 200. That's like 250 Super Sentai heroes.
Yeah, well, I know that they did the one where it was all the Red Rangers coming together. I know that the one series with the pirates was basically an homage to all the past series because it brought back all of the costumes and things like that. That was the whole point of it. It was an anniversary series. I'm pretty sure the movie from that one included most of at least the outfits. Obviously, not necessarily the actors in the outfits, but it brought back all of the quote unquote characters.
Yeah.
But there aren't a lot of series that do things like this. Like Doctor Who. Doctor
Mm-hmm.
Who will occasionally bring in past doctors and past companions and stuff like that. But there aren't a lot of series like this that continue on like that. It's a lot more popular in Japan where they just do, one series and then the next series is, the same name, but it's new characters doing the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really a huge thing in the US market.
Maybe that'll change.
I mean, it makes sense in a way. Just, I mean, look at Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all are different themes, they all are different characters, but it's one genre of series.
Speaking of the latest one, FF16 is supposed to be 35 hours, a total of like 50 if you do all the side quests. It's kind of light.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a whole heck of a large game then.
Yeah, and given what they were saying about the game, I'm going to wait till it drops to $20.
I
Evident,
have I
evident.
haven't really played Final, like I have
You have 14, not 15. I gave you my copy of 15.
I think so.
Yeah, because I got the Royal Edition that had all the DLC.
Okay. I remember you saying something, but I don't remember.
Mm. It's probably in your shelf with all your games and stuff.
Yeah, I'm so backlogged. I only just started playing Hades, so.
Don't get me started on backlog, okay? All right.
I haven't even played Kingdom Hearts. I haven't even played Devil May Cry. So I'm going back a couple of years in my backlog.
My backlog started 2 months before the pandemic, okay? Because I kept finding great deals on video games and I kept buying them. The only games I've bought that I have not touched, that I've cracked open, are my Switch games, so I can put them in the console and redeem the coins. All right, let's talk about another ice capade. One Piece on ice. I guess it kind of makes it for Sailor Moon on ice, I suppose. Maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything, like nobody's saying anything if it's the same company doing
Mm-hmm.
it. So I'm thinking maybe that's the reason why they couldn't continue on with Sailor Moon on Ice,
I
because
think,
they had already planned for a One Piece.
or like I think it was still because of COVID that one got canceled, and you're dealing with two different countries and all the paperwork and regulations and all that chaos. So it's like, you know what, I'll pass that. I'll pass that to the left. So, anywho, looks like this summer we are getting One Piece ice capades. There isn't much that is known right now. We don't know what part of the manga or the anime they're going to do. But I can show you the logo for One Piece on Ice, which is not surprising. And there it is. It's the One Piece logo with ice blue colors, and underneath it says on ice and a fancy large type font. I would assume that it's going to be an ice capade of them introducing the characters and going on a side quest or something like that. That's what I think. Bonzo06 says, my backlog, I don't even want to talk about it. Man, I finally sat down and started playing Crisis Core. I think I'm like 3-4 chapters in and just randomly stopped. Went over to Hi-Fi Rush and started playing that and stopped. And then picked up River City Girls 0 because it was on sale. Played that for a little bit and stopped. I think the only game I've really been playing on a regular basis is Fantasy Star Online 2. Because me and Kuro Hikari-chan play on Monday nights, and during the week I log in just to farm for about a half hour, and that's it. Just so I can build up my weapons and armor. And kind of dig around, see if I can find a nice new outfit. So, anyhow. Moving right along from that. Let's see what we have next. This is your fandom right here, Mako.
Yeah. When I saw this, I was kind of amused at it.
Mm-hmm.
So a website launched on Thursday announcing a television anime for the Chibi Godzilla character titled Chibi Godzilla no Yakushu, which is Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, which is an apparent reference to the second Godzilla film. The website streamed the anime's teaser promotional video, which reveals the anime's April 1st premiere date. The website also revealed key visuals, main cast, and the staff for the anime. The art style is so chibi, and I just it's so just cute. It's adorable. So the anime is premiering on April 1st at 7 a.m., which will be March 31st, 6 p.m. for EDT. And yeah, so it looks like aimed at children.
Because it says here it's on their Eeny Meeny Miny Mo programming block, which refers to Eeny Meeny Miny Mo.
So the characters that will be in this are Chibi Godzilla, Chibi Mecha Godzilla, Chibi Godara, Chibi Mothra, Chibi Rodan, Chibi Hedora, Chibi Bolante, and then the Kobinchi sisters, which I believe are the two sisters that woke up Mothra.
Could you just picture in this anime, Chibi Mothra is just flying around Chibi Godzilla just to get his attention, because they are like the quote unquote power couple.
So the whole premise is that this project is for the 65th anniversary of the Godzilla franchise. That's where the whole chibi came into effect. The project launched on July 2018. And basically there have been ongoing, characters and events and things like that. So it debuted in a series called Do Your Best Chibi Godzilla, which is a picture book. And then a second picture book was called Close Friends Chibi Godzilla, was put out in May of 2019. So, I mean, you have to, I mean, these are for kids basic designs. They are absolutely adorable looking, and I'm really hoping for some merch.
Yeah, like keychains.
I want a Chibi Godzilla and I want a Chibi Mothra.
I know you do.
Because Mothra is best moth. But
Okay,
yes.
fair. Now, we're going to talk about that lovely Sony money that Crunchyroll got. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, holy crap.
Because Crunchyroll is going to be adding music videos and concerts to their service. And I think that is pretty fucking awesome.
I think it'll be really nice as long as, obviously everything is subtitled so that you can actually see what the musicians are saying to the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love, because they do so many different concerts and events, especially something like, the Love Live concerts that they put on, something like that would be awesome.
See, but they have to get negotiate a deal with Bushiroad for that. But I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
that's going to
yeah.
be a problem. But remember, Sony is a powerhouse. Sony Music, Sony Television, you know. So basically, they're looking to add about 100 full-length concerts and thousands of music videos with a lot of contemporary artists. Some of you may have heard of Aimer, Ear Aoi, who I saw in concert at Gramercy Theater a few years ago. It's pretty awesome. Lisa, I am a fan of hers. Flo, I definitely like Flo. Hiroyuki Sawano, Yoasobi. Those are just a few examples. So I believe if you log into the app now, you might be able to see a couple things, which is kind of cool. If not, if you go to Crunchyroll's website, you can check out a preview of how they're going to have everything set up, which is kind of cool. Oh, actually, yeah. From the article that we're reading, some of the concerts and stuff are available to watch right now, which is kind of cool. At least the app doesn't look like an over glorified skinned VLC player. So basically, you look up the artist, and they're gonna have a choice of you can watch the music videos or the concert, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of perfect to have playing in the background while you're working on stuff. So now, one thing I don't like about the Crunchyroll app, evidently, if a series is popular enough, it gets its own dubbed section. Just leave the animes as is and just have the option to flip from dub to sub and just let me go about my way. So I think that's kind of cool.
I definitely agree.
Hmm? That reminds me, I do have to slowly get back on my backlog of winter titles. I think I'm almost done with my summer fall titles. I just gotta go back and look because I've been using my anime list to keep track of what I've been watching, current and old school. So I think
Mm.
I think once I finish with Bochi the Rock, I'm completely caught up and I can start on other stuff. So all right, so
Got more weeks for winter, and then the spring stuff starts.
say what?
Got 2 more weeks of winter before the
I
spring stuff starts.
I haven't even been following what's going on for the spring stuff, so I have no clue. I have basically been stumbling over something that looks good. I just I just grab the name, throw it onto my anime list, and put it in a will watch soon state. So I'll eventually get around to it. Keyword eventually. Anywho, our last story of the night, something that we have probably covered on our show with different artists and singers and seiyus and all that. Something that we have discussed when going to conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them, Mako.
So, voice actress and singer Rai Takahashi held her first concert last Sunday. An exciting occasion, to be sure. To prepare her fans for the event, she drew a charming infographic filled with tips on what to do. Amusingly, her guide was filled with very obvious tips like don't forget to bring your wallet and make sure you wash your body beforehand so that you don't bother others with your odor. It's hard to be mad at Takahashi, though. The overall impression of her infographic is one of careful thoroughness. She was particularly diligent with her health tips, like wearing a mask properly or bringing earplugs if you're worried about damage to your ears. She also drew cute little illustrations. It's easy to feel Takahashi's affection for her fan. For their part, the fans took the advice in good faith. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to follow these tips, was the most common response. Another person commented that arranging everything into one neat summary is helpful for first time concert goers. Even the fans who noticed the take a bath point said they'll make sure to wash thoroughly, although others said they laughed at seeing it explicitly pointed out like this.
You know, those are the ones that don't bathe at all.
Hmm. Anime conventions and concerts have been known to be smelly. On
Yes.
Japanese Twitter, there have been PSAs telling people to shower before Comiket, or at least come up with some other way to mask body odor. So even if Takahashi's advice might seem obvious to many people, there are definitely people out there who need to hear it.
Yes, and even at normal conventions nowadays, when you pick up the handbook, it says in there, take a shower.
I mean, I understand that there are people that basically camp. They don't get a room. They do what they can to stay at the convention for as long as they do. The thing is, you probably are friends with somebody that has a room.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not staying with them, say, "Hey, dude, hey, can I borrow your bathroom for 30 minutes so I can take a shower and be fresh for the day?" If you're going to camp out in your car or something like that, find somebody that you know at the convention and say, "Can I use your shower so that I am not offending anybody else's sense of smell?" There are ways to be able to go to conventions cheaply and still not be a health hazard.
Mm-hmm. Please don't be that person. We implore
But
you.
especially if you're going to be playing rhythm games or going to the dances at night, please, please, please find a friend that has a room and take a shower. And if you can't do that, at least for the love of everybody's senses of smell, bring baby wipes.
Yes, and most
If
likely there.
you have to do a sink shower, if you have to do a sink bath, do a sink bath, do something. Because it is, if you're going to be that active, you have to be proactive and not causing issues.
Agreed. And on our screen here, for those of you who are listening to our podcast, I actually posted a screenshot of Ri Takahashi's drawing, and it's and words of advice. It's really sweet. It's really precious. I like that. But don't forget, most conventions, there's a drugstore or supermarket something nearby. You can handle business. If you can spend all that much money to get out there, you can spend a few dollars to take care of them armpits and other funky parts. Emphasis on parts. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into the part of the show that y'all really enjoy more than anything else. Meanwhile, in Japan, let's see, 2 articles tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that'll get us out of here for about 10:30.
that's perfect. I'm just trying to update the There we go. Let's take a look at what we got here. I'll take the last one.
Okay, I will take the second one then.
Because the first one's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And for those of you who are wondering, the first story we skipped over was called Students Hospitalized After Eating Teacher's Yogurt. And you can take that any way you want, because most likely we'll probably explain that story on next week's show. Oh, God, that is just RBL Turbo. I have to open the soundboard. Let me drop the soundboard in here. Let her rip, Mako-chan.
Okay, so, if you are a mobster signing paperwork in Japan, you always need to read the fine print. So, smart shoppers know that one of the easiest ways to cut down on household expenses is through point cards.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly every chain of supermarket, pharmacy, and convenience store in Japan offers such loyalty programs, where you can earn a percentage of every purchase in points that you can spend on subsequent shopping trips, all by showing up and swiping your card at the register. These programs don't charge any sort of annual fees, So there's no real downside to joining them. Well, usually. So, in the rare exception, though, Takaya Mashinaga signed up for a point card at Nagoya Supermarket, and that got the 73-year-old man arrested.
Whoops.
You might ask why. Well, in addition to being a senior citizen, he is also a Yakuza member. And not just a rank and file Yakuza member, he is the boss of the Yamaguchi Gumi Achi Prefecture arm. And it turns out that Yakuza member isn't a status you can hold at the same time as point card member.
Whoops.
So the Yakuza member not allowed rule is spelled out in the sign up paperwork for the card with a section titled Exclusion of Antisocial Organizations. The clause is something many ordinary citizens may not be conscious of, since the section in its entirety is something the vast majority of the population can basically just skip. But if you are a mobster, it's definitely the sort of fine print you should get out your reading glasses for. Clauses prohibiting members of criminal organizations from forming membership contracts or other agreements with law abiding businesses are actually fairly commonplace in Japan, such as the one that we've talked about before, which is making it difficult for Yakuza members to upgrade their old mobile phones. While it's not illegal for Yakuza to shop at supermarkets, any longer lasting arrangement with the store than individual purchases could land the store in legal trouble. And store credit accruing point cards, being a kind of quasi currency, are likely something businesses are strictly prohibited from knowingly issuing to mobsters. Because of this, sign up documents for point cards and other memberships are usually structured such that submitting the paperwork acts as a legal declaration by the applicant that they are not a member of a criminal organization.
Whoops.
Thus, this particular point card application, in the eyes of the law, was fraud, which is the charge he was arrested for. So he applied for and was issued his supermarket point card in 2020. He claims he was unaware of the no Yakuza clause, though it seems like something someone in his line of work should have been aware of. Regardless of whether or not he can escape legal punishment, though, it looks like his days of discount grocery shopping are over. This is another example of how the real-world Yakuza lifestyle isn't always as glamorous as it's made out to be in movies and video games. I mean, that is one way to make sure that, the mobs and the mobsters and the criminal underlords and all of them are, dealt with by making rules that you can't be a part of those organizations. Can you imagine if something like that were to be implemented in, say, New York?
Trust me, there'd be a way around that shit. But still,
Well, I mean, if you're really talking about, depending on what mobs you're looking at in this particular tri-state area, they basically, give money to the police anyway, so they just turn a blind eye.
Yeah, look, I'm just reminded of the episode of The Sopranos where they tried to go into a coffee shop and shake it down. And then they realized they couldn't shake it down because it wasn't a mom and pop coffee shop. It was a chain coffee shop. Everything's automated. And it's like, I think they got old guy says it's tough making ends meets around here. Something like that. Could you imagine maybe I can see a mafioso shaking down a franchise. I could kind of see that. But a corporate store, not so much.
No, definitely not shaking down for that, but
you know what I mean.
I mean, could you imagine if Starbucks started something like that where you can't sign up for the Starbucks app or a Starbucks card if you are part of a criminal organization?
Imagine you fill it out, you fill out you apply on the app, it goes through the servers and it looks up your record and it was like, oh, part of the known Sao Tome crime family. Bounces back. Your application's been rejected.
It's like I can just okay. Granted, a lot of the mobsters that I'm thinking of wouldn't be caught dead inside of a Starbucks anyway.
Well, the younger generation, most likely, but yeah, yeah, it will be that quiet coffee shop where you're told you don't go in there for any reason whatsoever. You kind of have a general idea, and you just keep walking.
Why am I now thinking of mob members shopping at Costco?
I mean,
and
honestly,
then I get in my head the way of the house husband walking around in a Costco, meeting up with other mob members, and then just having like this showdown of, you know, what the best sampler platter is.
and I had to throw this in, and here comes Tony Soprano with Paulie Walnuts. Rest both their souls.
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, let's be real. The closest to that we would get would be The Sopranos. Just saying.
Eh.
All right, so we're gonna get into our last article, and then we're gonna wrap up the show for tonight. So this time we're going to talk about messages to foreigners at a Japanese convenience store and the controversy behind said message. They're usually not good. See, Japanese convenience stores are known for being wonderful havens where you can get everything from cat breads to pancake steamed buns any time of day or night. With such glowing reputations attached to them, it comes as a bit of a shock to find that one convenience store wasn't so amiable to its customers. Twitter user by the name of Changjian, Changhaeeng, was visiting this convenience store. It's a Lawson's convenience store. They were in Osaka. And he came across a sign that posted on the steamed bun display case. The sign says, to foreign customers, kore is prohibited, saying Nikuman kudasai. Now, to break that down, kore means this. Nikuman kudasai means, can I have a steamed bun, please? Reading between the lines, it appears that the staff had enough of foreign customers saying kore and presumably pointed to the display case while doing so, as indicated by the illustration that is there of a pointed finger. And I will show y'all that a little bit later. The tone of the message is just straightforward. There's no please. It's just a command instead of a request. And it's far removed from the usual level of politeness expected in the customer service environment in Japan. And there's a lot of things wrong with the sign, and netizens have chimed in on that. One person says, if it's a message for foreigners, shouldn't it be written in English? Well, they shouldn't give their steamed buns such long names like pizza bun with melty cheese and tomato. They should give the buns numbers instead, given that there are so many. It's hard for staff to see which one people are pointing at from the other side of the counter. While it might be true that pointing at a small display case can make things difficult for staff to work out which items being requested, it is also true that convenience stores pack a wide variety of steamed buns in those display cases, so basically saying Nikuman kudasai isn't necessarily going to solve the problem. Well, pointing the finger at foreigners or prohibiting from saying kore when ordering is also problematic, given that a number of Japanese people themselves say that and may use the point and request system too. But anywho, a sign written entirely in Japanese isn't the best way to get your message across to people who might not read the language, so perhaps it's time for convenience store chains to think about implementing a numbering system for the hot items sold in the display cases. Now, after enough people complained to Lawson headquarters, the sign was taken down. Lawson said that the staff told them the sign was put up after a number of customers ended up receiving the wrong bun. The company has since apologized for the sign and its wording, and they aim to be a store where all customers can shop comfortably, which is nice. Now, with the sign being in Japanese like that, it reminds me of like when you go to a friend's house and they speak another language and they start talking in a different language, and you're just like, are they talking about me? That type of silliness. Now, I'm going to open up this link here, and I'm going to try to put in a copy of the image. And for those of you who are listening to the show, I shall give you a brief description of what the image is. Now, in this image is the steam bun tray, and there are steam buns on the tray, and there are signs of different steam buns and the price. And then there is the sign where it looks like we're saying, instead of saying Niku, just say Kudasai. And it does look like a middle finger caricature, but it's sort of like how if you would draw from the top down, finger pointing out, and the knuckles. It's sort of like that. Imagine going in and seeing you're going into a store like this with your Japanese friend who sees it and gets a giggle out of it, realizing they're kind of talking about you. Thankfully, we will not have to see that sign anytime soon again, because it's been taken down. Ooh. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up the show and get up on out of here.
Agreed.
Yes, indeedy. Let's go ahead and play our outro take here. So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. Or independent podcasters, independent staffers, and voices. What we like and don't like, we're going to tell you straight up. We do this for the fun of it. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our latest episode, cosplayer interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, anime reviews, editorials, links to our YouTube page of convention videos, links to our Facebook fan page of cosplay photos, all that and so much more at animejamsession.com. See, what else do we have here? How to listen to our show. If you have Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, anything for grabbing podcasts, you should definitely download our show. There's over 500 episodes. Just open up your favorite podcasting app, search Anime Jam Session, and the episodes are there. And what's cool is some of these sites have an option for leaving reviews. So if you can hit us up with a 5-star review, we'd absolutely love it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let me reopen this. Our social media. Follow us on our YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook pages. That way you know when we're going live, when articles are going up, when we have new videos and new photos as well. And to everybody that follows us on our socials, thank you so much. We couldn't do this show without you. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I am very tired, and I have a lot of crap to get ready for. But I think I might actually start packing for Zenkai already?
Yep. My last words, yeah, I really need to get off my ass and file my taxes.
Yeah, you probably should do that.
Yeah, but looking at my bank account, I don't have to, but I should.
Well, I mean...
I know. I'll tell you my theory about that later.
Okay.
And down below is our tip jar. If you're watching live, there's a link to our stream elements in Ko-Fi if you want to throw us a few dollars that way. Or you can cheer us on with some bits in the chat. That would be great. Or you can subscribe to our channel and give out gift subs. That's also awesome as well. And Bonzolistic says you can delay filing for 3 years. Yeah, no, I'm not going to delay. So I believe that is it. End of list. We're going to get up on out of here. So I'm Ranma.
And I'm Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night.
We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and Ari will be back. So that's it. We're getting out of here. So say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're getting out of here. Good night, y'all.
production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol-whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!